Greetings from the Northwoods of Michigan's Upper Peninsula. I'm Natasha, your plant-centered lifestyle guide, and you're tuned in to my weekly video where I provide tips and inspiration to those of you on your plant-centered journey. And if you're new to my weekly videos, I do provide an explanation of plant-centered living at the end of the video that I think you'll find to be useful. Now, today's topic is oil, a sneaky ingredient. Many of you have already removed added oils from the way that you prepare food in your kitchen, in your home kitchen. But what about all of the added oil that comes into your home via your pantry in processed packaged foods, and also when you eat meals away from home? And that's what I want this video to focus on, because a little bit each day adds up over time and then causes inflammation in the body. It's that added oil that causes inflammation. Inflammation has been linked to disease, and it also is responsible in many cases for the pain that we're experiencing, the achy joints that we might be experiencing. And some of you may have expected to lose some weight when you transition to a plant-centered lifestyle. You wanted to get healthy and you were excited to do that. You wanted to help the animals and the environment, but you also thought, well, I'm also probably going to lose a few pounds along with that, and that would be great. And you're just not losing the weight that you thought you would. Oftentimes, this is because of the added oil that is creeping into the way we eat, unbeknownst to us. So I want to point out a couple of things to help you to identify perhaps the sources of that added oil that are still making their way into your meals. Cookies, crackers, cereals, even those alternative milks that you're using, those can all contain added oil. And when you're using a little bit of those each and every day, that can really add up to a lot of additional oil making its way into your system. So check those packages carefully. And of course, the more that you can eliminate processed packaged food in your kitchen, the better. But right along with that are things like pasta sauces. You think, really? Pasta sauces? Yes, things like spaghetti sauce. They contain added oil. And when you're making spaghetti and you're putting a whole can of that onto your spaghetti, think about it. It is additional oil. Or what about when you go out to eat? And you may say, well, I don't go out to eat all that often. But what about if you're going out to eat even twice a week? And in those two meals, you're getting a lot of added oil, because restaurant food, whether that comes from a mom and pop place or that comes from a chain restaurant, or even if it comes from your local co-op or natural grocery in their deli section, those foods have, in general, lots of sugar, fat, and salt. And that fat is in the form of added oil in that food, because sugar, fat, and salt are known to hyperstimulate our taste buds and make things taste great and keep us coming back for more. And of course, those restaurants and those natural food stores in their delis, they want you to come back and buy their food. So there are large amounts of added oils in those foods. Now, there is also another source of added oil that many of you may not be thinking about, and that is the alternative cheeses that are out there. The cheeses like Daiya and Chow, and even the artisanal cheeses like Miyoko's and others. They contain coconut oil, or they can contain other types of oil, and usually in large amounts. So I would highly encourage you to take a look at the different areas in the way that you're eating where that oil might be creeping in. Because I cannot stress enough that once you get that oil out of your system, how much better you will feel. How much better you will feel both physically and mentally. There you have it. There are some additional ways that that added oil might be making its way into your kitchen and into your mouth in the way that you're eating that you might not have thought about before. So Keep up the great work with not sauteing with oil, not adding oil to your recipes when it calls for it, and not making your salad dressings with oils. But let's all work together and remember that when you go out to eat, you should try your best to avoid those added oils by ordering things like salads or asking for steamed vegetables rather than grilled vegetables. There are ways that you can do that. And certainly reach out to me and ask me for some tips. I'd be happy to share those with you. And also, remember that those processed packaged foods that you're bringing into your kitchen are loaded with extra oil. There are some choices out there that are better than others, so do read labels to see the amounts of oil, and some of them don't contain oil. And then I would encourage you to find recipes to replace some of those processed packaged foods with recipes that you're making in your own kitchen. Yes, it takes more time, but investing in our health is probably the best thing that we can do for ourselves, our families, the animals, and the planet. Because nothing tastes as good as healthy feels. Have a great week, everybody. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.